So you learned about factorials. That was pretty exciting, a new symbol. And now we get another new symbol, so it's even more exciting. Okay, so in the book, they have this big chart about the cost of raising a child. And I'm going to keep the numbers simpler than what they are in the book. But let's say for the first year, it cost, let's say, $10,000. It was around $10,000. And let's just say the second year, it's 11,000, which it wasn't that much, but I'm trying to keep the numbers simple. If you want to look up the actual data, it's in the book. Okay. And the third year, we'll say it was $12,000. And you kind of can see a pattern here, right? Like you could predict the fourth, fifth, sixth, so on and so forth. But now we want to say, well, what's the cost total, like till they're 18? How much would it cost? So what we want to do is we want to add these terms up. We understand how to get the terms. That's what we've been working on. But now we want to add these terms, or we want to do a summation, okay? Up until they're 18, okay? Something like that. And we want to know what that is. Well, we have a way to write how to add these terms up. And it's called summation because you're summing these up. Summation notation, okay? And the notation is, it's a sigma. It's a capital sigma. In the Greek alphabet, there's lowercase and uppercase, right? Okay, and so this is kind of like that. Kind of looks like an E, I guess, but um, it's a sigma anyway. And then you'll have the term generator over here. So let's say it's 9,000 plus um, n. And we're going to go from n being 1 up to 18. Okay? Or 19, I guess. Um, or we can go 0. We can go 0 to. Now I got to change it. I was trying to match my numbers up there. This is what I get for trying to. So 10,000 for the first year plus 1,000 for every year after that. That's a 0 there. Okay. Now, this N right here, sometimes they'll use I for it and sometimes they'll use K. They can use any letter they want, but usually those are the three. It's either an N, an I, or a K. That's called the index, okay? The lower one, it'll tell you the variable and it'll tell you the lower limit. Okay, so N is 0. That's the lower limit here. The upper limit says when to stop. So like we're going to stop at N equaling 18, okay? And our index is N, okay? And then you have, I should put parentheses around it. Then you have the term generator, right? Okay, so this tells you how to find the term. 10,000, that's the first term, then plus 1,000 for the next one, and so on and so forth, up until they're 18. So from age 0, when the baby's born, up to age 18. Okay, so there's some fluctuation on how these get written. So you might say, yeah, but I wanted N to be 1 because I wanted it to be the first term. Okay, well, then you're going to have to go 19 terms if we're going to their 18th birthday and we're starting when they're 0. It's kind of that type of thing. But don't worry about that too much if that's complicated. Okay. Now, the way I have it written here, that's usually how we see them. And in the textbook, you'll see it that way. I could not get my paper to do that. And it says it'll do that font, but it wouldn't. So I'm going to rewrite this. So it looks I equals 1 to the 6. Okay, so there's the lower limit and the upper limit. There are little marks here, but a lot of times they get left off. So. And then here's the generator, I squared plus 1. Okay, so if I want to expand, I'm going to find each term. How many terms am I going to find? 6. Because I'm going to put in 1 for I, and then I'm going to put in 2 for I, and then I'm going to run out of room. Plus, and then I'm going to put in 3 for I. This is A. And then I'm going to put in 4 for I. So hopefully you see what I'm doing. Every time I'm counting from 1 up to 6. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 5. And then lastly, I'm going to stop at 6. Okay. Now, To figure this out, I'm going to do it by hand. So I get 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 2 squared is 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 squared is 9 plus 1 is 10. 4 squared is 16. Let's see, I get 17 there. And then 5 squared is 25, so I get 26 there. 6 squared is 36, so I get 37. And then I have to add those up. So maybe I want a calculator, maybe I can just do it by hand. Let's see. What's the easiest way to do? Well, the 2 and the 17, that makes 19. The 5 and the 26, that's 31. So that'll be easy for me to add. 50, right? Plus the 37. So 50 plus 37 is 87 plus that 10, so 97. Okay, I'm going to say the summation is 97. You could put that in a calculator. Maybe that would have been easier to do. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, they can change the index. You don't have to start at 0 or 1. This time it's a K, and it's going from 4 to 7. So I'm going to rewrite this. Hopefully I can remember it. So part B, it's going from K equals 4 to 7, and it's negative 2 to the K minus 5. I got to double check and make sure that's right. Negative 2 to the K minus 5. Okay, great. And this is called summation notation. So, okay. So we start at K being 4. All right. So I'm going to have negative 2 to the 4th power minus 5. I'll have to figure that out. Plus, and then I'm going to have negative 2 to the 5th power minus 5. Figure that out. And I'm always adding these together. That's why it's a summation. Then I have negative 2 to the 6th power minus 5. And then finally I have negative 2 to the 7th minus 5. Okay, so now I have to figure these out. I have to figure out each term. So this is 16 minus 5 is that one. And then this is going to be negative 2 to the 5th is 32. So it's a negative 32 minus 5. And then this one's going to be a 64. It's positive minus 5. And then this one's going to be negative 128. I just keep multiplying by negative 2, right? Minus 5. Okay, so what do I get? I get an 11. I get a negative 37. I get a 59. And, well, a negative 133. Okay, so you can put that in your calculator. Let's see. The positive ones, that's going to be what, 70? And the negative ones are going to be 170. So negative 100. I could check that on a calculator. This plus sign didn't get written right. Okay, there you go. Plus, yeah, so negative 100. Okay, so there we have that one done. So when we do this summation, if we're getting all these terms and they're all just numbers, we're only going to get one number at the end because we're adding them up. Okay, what does the last one say? Okay, 1 to 5. So it looks like this, the summation. I think it was an I equals 1 to 5, and it's a 3. Okay, sometimes they'll write them sideways, so this is going to equal. Now, you should notice something different on this one. There's no I in the term, right? It's just a 3. So what's the first term? 3. What's the second term? 3. What's the third term? 3. What's the fourth term? 3. And what's the fifth term? 3. Why am I going to stop? Because I did the first term, the second term, the third term. It wasn't based on I. It just was a 3 every time. But I have to know how many to do, and I'm going from 1 to 5. Okay? So 3 times 5 is 15. And that would be the summation.